Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss The Boss Baby Family Business. It's featuring the voices of Alec Baldwin, James Marsden, Amy Sedaris, Ariana Greenblatt, Eva Longoria, Jimmy Kimmel, Lisa Kudrow, and Jeff Goldblum, directed by Tom McGrath. Now, I gotta say, well, let's just get straight into this sequel and see if it's any as good or as an improvement from the first film. Let's get into it. Set 30 years after the events of the first film, Tim Templeton, voiced by James Marsden, is now fully grown and lives with his wife Carol, voiced by Eva Longoria, and their two daughters Tabitha, voiced by Ariana Greenblatt, and Tina, voiced by Amy Sedaris. I think I said the name wrong earlier, my fault. Tim's younger brother Ted, returning voice of Alec Baldwin, is now a successful CEO and is never around, instead of sending lavish gifts to Tim and his family like a pony named Precious, who might be the best character in the movie, as the other characters are either average or not great. Tabitha is exhibiting more grown-up behavior, which is not a good reputation for a kid. And one night, while a discouraged Tim wonders about the person his daughter is becoming, which is pretty depressing, he hears something coming from an infant daughter Tina's room. When he goes to investigate, he discovers that Tina is a boss baby, which is unconvincing, just as Ted once was, and that she has been assigned to get Ted there for a special mission. Tim refuses to call, saying that he will never come, and encourages Tina to go back to sleep. However, Tina leaves a false voicemail for Ted, inviting him to come behind Tim's back, which is a smart baby, but I'm not laughing at this, but it is not better than the original as far as the plot is concerned. Tim wakes up the next morning to find a concerned Ted at his front door. Ted, Tim, and Tina all go into the kitchen, where Tim tries to explain that Tina is a boss baby, and Ted just doesn't remember that he was one. Two, as it's common, as there's some things I can't remember as a baby. As they start to argue, Tina reveals herself as the boss baby and gives them both magic pacifiers, and I thought, oh my goodness, are we back to this really? Tina introduces the brothers to a new formula that's Baby Corp as developed, that will allow them to turn back into kids for 48 hours, so they can infiltrate the school undercover and figure out what Armstrong, voiced by Jeff Goldblum, is really up to. And this is reminding me of what Jeff Goldblum played in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Thor Ragnarok, but it's cartoony this time, as this is a cartoon, to be fair. Excuse me. The next morning, Tim follows Tabitha to her class, and Ted is placed with all of the other babies, which makes sense in its own way. Ted rallies the other babies to help him get out of the playroom so that he can meet Tim in Armstrong's office, which is preposterous, while Tim tries to get sent to the principal's office by disrupting class, but is instead put in the box for timeout, which again is very preposterous. Ted discovers that Dr. Armstrong is actually himself a baby, having run away from home after realizing that he was smarter than his parents, which is very depressing, I'll say, and reveals that B-Day is coming, which will get rid of parents and so that they can not tell their children what to do anymore, which makes no sense, honestly. After being unable to get a hold of Baby Corp, seeing that the brothers are once again drifting apart, Tina makes a show of quitting and says that they will complete the mission themselves, and this is starting to be a dumb movie, and I honestly don't expect dumb from DreamWorks. On the night of the holiday pageant, Ted hangs out with Armstrong in the VIP section, where it is revealed that B-Day is set to happen that night through his new app QT Snap, which I swear doesn't make any sense without using an actual camera. which will send a hypnotic signal to turn the parents into zombies, which is so dumb. Both Tim and Ted are caught by Armstrong's ninja babies and are put in the box, which slowly starts to fill with water, and they have to confess to each other, which is a family film cliche, sure. Tabitha is able to sing her solo beautifully, and it is very beautifully sounded, as the actress who voices Tabitha sings very good. While the brothers reconcile, and it seems they are doomed, when Tabitha is done and sees that she sees that Tim is not there, and no one in the audience moves during the being hypnotized, she runs off the stage crying. She is consoled by Tina, who reveals her identity as a boss baby, and she agrees to help her sister by getting to the server and shutting down QT Snap before it can go worldwide, which was pretty unrealistic, sure. But this movie isn't about realistic and to cheer the kids up. Oh, I mean, it's supposed to cheer the kids up and have a happy ending. Ted is able to call Precious, Tabitha's pet pony, into the school, who breaks them out of the box. The brothers are confronted by the ninja babies, but they are able to get away with the help of Ted's new baby friends, and it's turning into something pretty bad. Tim and Ted reach the server first, but they are stopped by Armstrong, who calls the zombie parents for backup, which feels like the end of a zombie movie, but done rather poorly. While the brothers fend them off, Tina and Tabitha get up to the server. Tabitha is able to hack in and pull up the shutdown system, but the keyboard is destroyed by Armstrong. The sisters then set off a candy volcano using Mentos and soda, destroying the servers, as it has to have a happy ending. But because Armstrong drinks a lot of soda pop, is a way to destroy them. And is this plot improving compared to the original? No. But it is the way to end the movie. Tina reveals that her true mission was bringing Tim and Ted back together, and the brothers celebrate Christmas together as family, while Armstrong returns with his own family. And the climax was not great, but to be totally honest with you guys, I don't think I cared. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 4.1 out of 10, as it has heart for sure, but it's unfortunately a family film cliche, as I'm not thrilled with this movie, as this maybe tops the bad movies I've been going to lately. I don't really care for the characters, as the plot is rather dumb this time, and I actually wish it was an improvement to the original, but sadly it's not. I personally say it's harmless for kids, so parents, go ahead and take the kids. But I just didn't really care, as the new Peter Rabbit film is better than this movie. But I was unfortunately pretty disappointed in this series. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me for this Boss Baby retrospective. And until we ever get another one, let's just say I'm the boss.